Hi, Natalia. Thank you for sending in your next essays for correction. Well done working so hard. I totally understand you want a grade. I'm not able to give you an exact grade because, very simply, I don't know the conditions in which you're writing, whether you have, for example, spell check on your computer, how long it's taking you. But what I can do is guide you as to what you would need to do in order to get your band 7. Remind me, is it band 7 you're after? I think you are. If it's higher than that, obviously, let me know. But let me guide you anyway, okay? So nowadays, a few people, so not many, take their family with them abroad whenever they go on a business trip. Is this a positive or negative development in your opinion? So you need to address both sides of that and also to what extent. So you've got two questions in here to look at. Family and children experts, well done. Okay, here instead of children, I would put childhood or even better, parenting experts. Parenting is how you look after your children. So family and parenting experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated whether work trips should incorporate the displacement of family members and its resulting benefits and drawbacks. And you need this word in here, resulting, because it's what happens when you take them away. I strongly agree with what? I strongly agree. If you do this, you'd have to say with to the extent that. But if you do that, you're going to put a lot more words in. So you could say, I strongly agree that families must stay together. Okay, and don't put agree. Let's do it this way. I strongly believe. I strongly support, or I support, maybe not strongly. Okay, I support this trend, this fashion, to the extent that families must stay together, always considering each individual's routine life and ensuring they can continue their educational, your education or development, but I think you might be okay just put their education. This essay will discuss both points using examples. Okay, really nice. Be careful of this kind of sentence, okay? The danger with this is that it is a bit generic. That means you could use it in any essay. You want to avoid any statement that could be used in lots of different essays. The examiner is always on the lookout for this kind of thing. So I will discuss both points. Discuss, you could have to say, the emotional benefits of something like that. Give me an idea where you're going in this essay using examples. So just make sure it's not too generic, too empty. On the one hand, there are ample benefits of travelling with a work purpose for other members of the family. Now, the other members of the family don't have the work purpose. Be careful of here. So accompanying, so rather than travelling, you could have accompanying a working parent for the other members of the family. Okay, so every single word we have to be so careful we're exactly accurate, don't we? The largest advantage is the potential for learning from new cultures and exploring different traditions and even languages. Lovely. In addition, another optimistic aspect of keeping the family together when work movements are required, comma, is that the components establish a deep and close relationship, which helps their suitable and supported. Okay, the components. So this means you mean the individuals. Components is more like for a machine that the family unit, we could say unit, could establish. So it's suggesting could establish deep and close relationship, which helps. So again, which might help or could help. So these modal verbs, which I like, are really important. Okay, might help. There, suitable, suitable and supported. I love how you're using adjectives, but I'm just not sure about those ones. There, personal, and nurtured. Maybe instead of supported, personal and nurtured development and growth, or which might nurture. Hey, why don't we say, hey, let's use it, your word, let's put support here as a verb, which might support their personal development and growth. I like that better. Okay. For example, according to a survey from the UK, children who have travelled good grammar on their parents' work voyages are more likely to progress successfully into their adulthood. This is due to the fact they have discovered. You keep going on the present perfect. You've got it here. They have travelled. Here, and then you can keep going. Have discovered. New contexts. I'd put that in the plural. New contexts and become more open-minded and courageous. I love this. Good writing here. Really nice. Thus, it's possible to state beyond doubt that relatives who travel on work trips may find this as profound. May find this, yes, or even better, may define this as a profound and extended opportunity to boost their abilities and skills. Great paragraph. Really lovely writing here. So, yes, you're absolutely on your band 7 on that paragraph. Really good work. Just pay attention to these modal verbs. Keep going on that tense. But what I really like here is the coherence. It flows extremely well from point to point to point to point. The movement, so the flow, the coherence is excellent. Remember, coherence and task achievement each 25% of the marks, so you would score well there. On the other hand, although there is a case of benefiting the relatives of businessmen, the impact on their trips, the impact of their you want to talk about the family income, the impact of these trips. So you want the potentially negative impact because you're changing direction. So tell me you're changing direction. Make it very clear to me. This is the signposting. Tell me you're changing. Since the inception of scholastic rights for children, there is irrefutable evidence that students must complete their curriculum and truancy must be avoided. You've got must be and must complete and must, which is okay, but you could have should be. You could also have has to be avoided, all quite strong, but just gives a variety in order to achieve successful and essential results. Furthermore, other relatives such as partners could lose their societal role due to their absence related to their relatives' required travels. What do you mean societal role? Many women decide to dedicate their entire lives to following these requirements of travelling, and therefore, abandon their career. That's a really nice point, actually. Really like that. Abandon their career paths. I think what we'd have. Societal role. Could you lose their... We wouldn't... I mean, it's very profound to talk about a societal role because you're going on a business trip. I think it's... And the wording we would say, their position in society, but I mean, that would be over strong, over dramatic. Almost, that's the correct English for what you want to say, their position in society. But maybe you could say, just maybe you lose their confidence or professional skills due to their absence. I think that's probably enough. Okay, therefore this is conclusively clear that a labour journey. I know we're amazing trying to keep on changing the vocab, but labour here doesn't work because that's work as in physical work. That a Um, let's do it this way. Such journeys. Okay, I'm kind of cheating. Might have drawbacks for their accompanying passengers. Okay, really nice. I think that works okay. Oh no, obviously that's not the right spelling. Sorry. Okay, with a Y. There we go. For their accompanying passengers. To conclude, I firmly believe good. You've got that in there to what extent that the pros hate this. Sorry, don't use pros and cons. Too casual. You've written such a beautiful essay. Don't spoil it now. Too informal. That the upside, yeah, it's quite positive. It's quite nice. Upside of family business voyages are greater than the than any. Rather than the, you can have than any damaging outcomes or side effects is a good one. Lots of vocab here. Make a note of this vocab, yeah, because some of it is useful for all sorts of other essays. Based on the security provided by a family who remain together and the possibilities of personal growth. Yes, super good actually. Really, really nice. You've really got that in a very nice shape indeed. Can you do this in 40 minutes? Amazing girl. Please say yes. That was really, really nice. I like it a lot. And the crazy rainfall graph here. The graph, you could say actually specifically the line graph, illustrates how many milliliters of rain fell. We don't need fall down. We just say fell in 3 different countries in the north of Europe. Yeah, good. In England, the quantity of rainwater oscillated, hey, from 70 to 120 during the period given. This nation was one of the steadiest one in annual precipitations in levels of. You need to have here. Of or the quantity of. Annual precipitations. In the same year in Scotland, milliliters of rain were more fluctuating. Were more fluctuating. Okay, it's very overused, that word. So were more varied more, or were more. Let me just see what the. Let me just see what the dictionary gives us on fluctuating. Oh, changeable. Okay, that's nice. Remember that one because every single IELTS student writes fluctuating, and you would get an extra point for this one. Starting from a marked quantity of 120 and 130 in March. Before, I don't think you need to repeat this, connect this together. Before, you can't sharply bottom out. Before bottoming out, in February was 20, this being, you need to get another subject in there, this being the driest month of the given year, and in April. That's very nice work. The following, so don't repeat oscillating, it was brilliant, but don't have it again. The following period was accounted for. The following period, illustrated maybe. Illustrated, varying is another one. Quantities of rain, all at over 50. Okay. Nice one there. I can see exactly what you're trying to do. Some of it, just be a little bit careful on the exact language that we're using. And don't repeat the words that you've had. So write down the new vocab again here. Wales's rainfall fluctuated again. Watch that. Try and find a new word. Between arid and humid periods of time during 2018. May were the rainiest months, while April was the most rainless one. I think you can just have was the driest. I mean, have we had that already? Was the driest. The period between August and November was significantly Okay, just go April was the least. Because I know that you mean rainy month. So, okay, so you don't need that, was the least. Precipitations and very sharp increase. Yes. Overall, the three countries had significant quality of precipitations. Yeah, you could have, yeah, overall, trading between, you might have dry and humid periods. So let me just check how long this is. You can go a little bit shorter if you want to. What I need you to do here, this is a lovely answer, but the danger of, you've kind of given me 3 paragraphs of what they all did. What you need to do here, the question says group and compare. This is, or select and compare. What you need to do is group. So July was the wettest for almost all of them, okay? Or maybe not all of them, but was a very wet period, okay? In contrast here, Wales was dry here, whereas these two nations had mini peaks here. You can make a point here that April was driest for these two. Yeah. I would, before you do the list, like one by one by one, get a pencil and make your marks here. Start with the groups. That is how to get a higher score on that task one. Try that in the next answer. Okay, well done, Natalia. Good work.